Hello and welcome to another running shoe review. Today I'll be reviewing the New Balance Fuel Cell RC Elite 2, another shoe with a lot of names. So I actually just got a GoPro recently, so I'm going to go into some video footage from my actual run where I'm talking about the shoe, and then I'll kind of give final thoughts at the end there. But just to give you a few quick stats, this shoe comes in at 36 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 28 millimeters in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. It comes in at 9.51 ounces in my size, men's 12.5, 269.5 grams. So that's some quick specs about the shoe. Now I'll get into the run footage and then kind of sum it up at the end. This morning I'm going for an easy pace long run in the New Balance Fuel Cell RC Elite V2s. I've had these for a while, put a decent amount of miles on them. I'll get the exact number when I get back home. But putting these through the paces today. These are what I would call the friendly neighborhood super shoe. Definitely Fuel Cell seems to me to be the softest compound of all the super foams. So it really helps with these longer runs, with relieving pressure on your legs, making it easy to go those long distances. I find with these though, the plate is more flexible than it is in a lot of the other models. So it really doesn't feel like a carbon plated shoe to me. It feels like a very comfortable shoe. I really enjoy doing long runs in it. But to me, this is not a shoe that I would take out for a race. So it has become a pretty relied upon trainer that I use often, but not for races. Just to check in a little bit, this shoe is just as I remember it. If you want to feel the road, this is not the shoe for you. The sink in is great. A lot of bounce provided by that foam. But as I noted before, I really don't feel that this shoe has a carbon plate in it. I feel that it's there to stabilize the foam and keep you balanced in the shoe, but it really doesn't feel like a propulsive shoe. As I mentioned before, it's a very lightweight shoe, especially for the size of it with the stack. Very cushioned, very comfortable. I'm able to maintain pretty close to marathon goal pace right now without that much effort, but it's not an exhilarating experience like it is in the Vaporfly and some other models that really feel like they're pushing you forward to use that rocker and get the most out of the plate and the foam. Just checking in, about 2.5 miles into this run. Goal today is an easy pace run, which for me is usually around 8-minute to 8:30 mile pace. Usually do about an hour, about 7 miles at that pace. Today I'm going to try and go a little bit longer, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes. So far the shoe's feeling very supportive, very soft. I do pronate a little on my right side. The pronation is not that bad in this shoe. It is a little bit of a wider platform, a stable platform for a super shoe. One thing I really love with this shoe is the forefoot. It's nice and wide, good amount of foam there. My forefoot just feels great as I'm going through my stride. No pressure at all. But again, what I find this shoe's greatest strength and weakness is how soft it is. So it's really comfortable for these long runs, but being so soft, I feel like I'm squishing into it a lot more than I would with Light Strike Pro or Zoom X. It doesn't pop back as quickly as those, so it delivers a very comfortable ride, but I feel like I'm basically bouncing straight up rather than forward. It's not propelling me forward. I'm not feeling that the shoe has a carbon plate. I'm feeling that it's a very well fitted, comfortable, bouncy shoe, but it's not making me want to go faster. One thing I will say though, right now I'm averaging about 7:45 pace and still running in zone 2. So it is giving me some efficiency. If I was wearing a normal daily trainer at this level of effort, I'd probably be going between 8 and 8:30 pace. So this is giving me some efficiency for sure. So the plate, the foam is working, just not the degree that I would want for a race shoe. So just about 6 miles into the run now. My pace has definitely started to creep up a little bit. All that sinking into the shoe is continuing to happen. Still very comfortable, still very cushioned, but I really don't feel that forward roll, really don't feel that pop, not helping me to move faster. So as I'm tiring a little bit, I feel like I'm sitting back to the heel a little bit more, which is the most comfortable headed part of the shoe, and really not getting that drive to move forward. Coming up to an interesting point in my run here where I first passed this house and sent a text to my wife. This person has a statue of a giant rooster with air quotes in front of their house, and then I sent a picture of what it actually was. But I am perplexed by this. Are they a chicken enthusiast? Do they sell eggs? Do they just think it looks good? I'm not really sure, but we're coming up to that right now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Not something that you usually see on your daily run. So I just finished an 8-mile easy run in the New Balance Fuel Cell RC Elite 2s, and these shoes continue to be the way that I originally felt about them. I feel like they are more the training partner to the super shoe than the super shoe itself. They're very comfortable, very soft, but you sink into the shoe too much. I don't feel the carbon plate there. On long runs, they're comfortable. They help me maintain that steady pace, but it's really kind of hard to turn up the pace in them. It feels almost like you're stepping in gum. As you step down in your foot strike, it compresses so much, but it doesn't spring back quick enough. It feels like you're sinking into the ground and it's just not wanting to come back up. So it's hard to get fast turnover in this shoe. So that, you know, comfort, that sink-in feel is good for the long miles, but to me, it's really not a racing shoe. I would compare the feel of the midsole of this shoe to the Nike Invincible run, which is actually my favorite cushioned, max cushion daily trainer right now. I really love how that Zoom X just bounces you along, absorbs all the impact of the run. But that shoe is meant to be a slow daily trainer to absorb the impact. So this being a, you know, premium price carbon plate race shoe should not be delivering the same type of feel as the Invincible run. Although I would say if someone enjoys the Invincible run and you want to run out a very comfortable half marathon or a marathon, and you're not concerned about getting your top pace, this would be the race day companion to the Invincible run, being a lighter shoe. But to me, it's just really not responsive enough, not stiff enough to generate the pace I need for this to be a true race shoe. Another thought on these as I'm walking home here, I was just thinking of how these would compare from a car perspective. I would say these are kind of like a Bentley, where, you know, they're flashy, nice looking from the outside, sculpted, you know, draws looks when you drive by. But that's also the type of car that has a lot of power, but nobody really drives it all that fast. A lot of people will just sit in the back seat and let their chauffeur drive them around town. So I feel like this shoe kind of does the same thing. You know, it's very comfortable. It's a plush leather seat, you know, that you can sit down in and enjoy the ride. But you know, we're not getting up and going in this car. It has the ability to do so, but it's really best at being comfortable sitting in that little bit slower than marathon pace to me. So again, for long runs, for steady runs, it has the cushioning for those, it has the comfort for those. But at the price point of a super shoe, you know, there's other shoes that can do that. Now that I have it though, I do still use it a lot. I use it for long runs when I want some cushion and a little bit of speed as well. But again, just being so mushy, so compressive, it lacks the responsiveness for me to really do what it's supposed to do as a race shoe. So that was my first time running with the GoPro. I actually have a running belt that I put it in the back, and it fit nicely while I was running there, so I just took it out every once in a while. Let me know what you think about giving the thoughts while I'm running. I think that's kind of a good way to do it in the moment, as opposed to trying to remember when you get back. So I kind of like that. I think I'm going to continue to do that with future videos. But feel free to comment, you know, let me know what you like, what you don't like, what I could improve upon. But I said a lot about the ride in the run footage there, so I'll just kind of touch on the details of the shoe a little bit more. Again, this has a very thin, breathable upper, a race type upper. It's very, very comfortable for a super shoe. Probably one of the most comfortable ones. The upper is stretchy. It's comfortable. There is not really support in the heel there, but it's very plush also for a super shoe. A lot of padding around here, thin insole there, but you really don't need the insole because there's so much of that compressive foam in there. This shoe though is very flexible. Look at that, for a carbon plate shoe, the fact that I can bend it like that is insane. And if you look here, if I squish it, I can literally crush the entire shoe. So as I mentioned, it's so soft. So as far as comfort goes, it's by far the strongest, but since it's so soft, like I said, I kind of really sink into it, and I want that toe spring, but it's not flexing. You know, it just kind of ponders along there. So again, it's very comfortable, but for me, it's not a race shoe. I look at it as a long run shoe that's lightweight and very cushioned. Because if we compare this to the Invincible Run, this one, again, is weighing 9.5 ounces, a little bit more than that. The Invincible Run is 12.3. So this is by far the heaviest shoe that I have shown on this channel so far. You can see this one has a ton of ZoomX foam. It really protrudes everywhere. You know, it's massive forefoot, massive heel. This thing just is a landing pad. If you're a heel striker, if you're a forefoot striker, it doesn't matter where you land. It's going to be cushioned, comfortable, and springy. This also has tons of padding in the heel collar. I'll probably do a review of this shoe too soon. But this to me is the most comfortable. Just go out there and run and your legs feel great, but you're not trying to go fast with this 12-ounce shoe. So as I mentioned before, I said this could potentially be the race day version of someone who really likes the feel of this shoe. But to me, it's not stiff enough. It's not quick enough to really take it out for a race. So really for me, it's more for long runs, but not for racing. Also at the price, this shoe comes in at $230 brand new, which to me, you know, it's right in line with a lot of the super shoes, $225, $250, $275. But for me, this being really a kind of a premium long run shoe, it is not worth that price tag. So I'm going to try out a new kind of rating system here, where basically I'm going to say buy it, wait, or second rate. So with this one, I would say this is a wait. You know, a buy it is going to be, I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. You should get it right now. Wait, this is a shoe that I enjoy. I would consider it on sale, or if someone was looking for, maybe if they have a wider foot, if they're a little bit of a heavier runner, if they're looking for comfort primarily more than speed, I could run a half marathon or marathon in this and be super comfortable, but I'm also not going to be achieving my best time in it. So that's kind of who I think it would be best for, and I would wait. I wouldn't pay full price for this shoe based on the level of performance that you get for it, but it's definitely not a second-rate shoe. It's still a very good shoe, but to me it doesn't have the speed to be in the same level as a Vaporfly, a Saucony Endorphin Pro. And then, spoiler alert, I just got these recently, the Adios Pro 2. These are going to be my marathon shoe for the New York City Marathon. I've done 2 runs in them so far. I have a half marathon I'm going to do, not this weekend, next weekend. That'll kind of be the dress rehearsal for this shoe. But I'll have a review on this one soon. This to me so far is the best marathon shoe that I've tried. So I'll get into more detail on that. But that's all I have for the RC Elite V2. Oh, another video ending. Like and subscribe. I didn't remember it again. I'm still new to this. I'd like to grow the channel. So feel free to leave in the comments anything that you'd like me to comment on.
or improve upon. So I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.